full-year forecast. And Zoetis, the animal health company, up 3%. Second quarter revenue rose rather than falling as analysts expected, and sales dropped far less than projected. There is a disappointment, though. Becton Dickinson, the healthcare supplier, down 6%. Now, the company reinstated a fiscal year earnings forecast. Trouble is, the projection trailed estimates. And on top of that, the company's third quarter revenue came up short. Trouble is, CBS, the projection trailed estimates. The media company's second quarter profit was well above estimates. Revenue beat projections from advertising sales, television, and cable networks. Put that all together, it's really the bulk of the company's business. So clearly, Viacom CBS's results went over better than those from Fox and Discovery Communications. Both those shares down yesterday in the wake of results. Talking about down, Western Digital lower by 12.5%. The data storage equipment maker predicted fiscal first quarter profit would be less than half the average estimate. Western Digital sales forecast for the quarter also missed projections. You got Roku down 4%. The maker of streaming video players says growing more slowly than anticipated, and its outlook is both variable and uncertain. Now, Roku's second quarter results showed a narrow loss, higher revenue than analysts expected. Nonetheless, the shares are down. You had a couple of insurance companies report late yesterday. MetLife down 5%, and Lincoln National also down 5%. Norwegian.
Conte reporting. Good morning. Ooh, live mix. Trying to make the intros to these videos interesting because YouTube has changed all the mechanics to everything. I'm going to stop complaining about that. I'm just adjusting to it. I don't know if it was a deliberate attack. I don't hear anybody else saying that their whole platform, their whole way of going live in the morning has changed. I don't hear anybody else complaining about that except me. Maybe I'm just on the list of people that need to be changed. I don't know, that need to change. I don't think so. So anyway, Mark's Conte reporting. Let's talk about what are we going to talk about today? I forgot already. Some interesting stuff. Michelle Obama has low-grade depression over Trump. You heard? And Joe Biden himself is still searching high and low for his VP pick. And it appears that he has it narrowed down, according to inside sources. Inside the Biden campaign, the Biden thing, that they say that Biden has narrowed it down to two people, and it's seeming like narrowing down to one, and one that we had expected. It's not a surprise at all, and we'll talk about that. I don't want to give it away. You'll have to wait, motherfucker. Trump censored from Facebook. You heard? Trump was censored from Facebook for not towing the official narrative of COVID-19, that it's deadly and you're going to fucking die and everyone's going to fucking die. And Trump just said, well, we got to get around this, right? And Facebook took his video down, took down the President of the United States' video. How unpatriotic is that? So we'll look at that. And massive election fraud in New York. 80,000 mail-in ballots disqualified in New York City primary mess. Okay? So is Trump safe to say that the mail-in mess of mailing in ballots, voting by mail, that's totally rigged, and you got some jerk-offs in there throwing 80,000 ballots in the garbage because well, why? Because we'll never know. But that's called election fraud. That's what it is. What else we got? Fauci on the move. Fauci expects tens of millions of coronavirus vaccine doses. Mandatory. They're gonna mandate that shit. Oh no, you don't need to take a vaccine because we're land of the free, home of the brave. And but if you want to work for us in that nice job that you have, you'll have to have a vaccine because you can't be around our people. You, unvaccinated, can't be around our vaccinated people because you'll get us sick, is the theory. Not the other way around. We want you to have a vaccine to protect yourself. We want you to have a vaccine because we're telling you to do it so that you don't get us sick. That shit is ass fucking backwards. Ass backwards. So those are the stories. But first, before we do that, I want to talk about my experience yesterday shopping. Right? I was shopping for some clothes. This is important. Right? This tells us about the war, the Cold War that we are currently in with China. China is now officially vilified for everything and every action, everything that's wrong with our country and our trade policies and our corporatization and our standard of living is a result of China. Or is it? Is that just an excuse? And I've always said on this cast or whatever it's called here, this news broadcast, that China is nothing more than an aggressive competitor. China sees themselves as first. They don't see themselves as some little country picking up the slack, making cheap stuff, making cheap garbage and selling cheap shit all over the world. They've advanced from that. Not only do they sell a little cheap shit in slave markets where, they have nets outside of the factory to catch the children from jumping out the freaking window because they're miserable, right? We know that about China. We know what China is. But China now is exceeding in making stuff, putting themselves in a position of first world country and really demoting us. Now, why is that? Is China so vicious and so aggressive that they were just able to make stuff cheaper? No, it was a decision. It was a decision made in this country. And I'm going to tell you about my shopping experience because it has everything to do with China. We made the decision in America to export our jobs. All right, we'll make manufacturing in China a thing. because it's cheap, because they're going to rely on their slave labor, and we don't give a fuck about slave labor. We don't care about the Chinese or fucking kids working 12 hours a day with a plastic baggie taped around their dick so they don't have to get up and piss. They can piss in their seat, right? That kind of barbaric shit that's required to get you a cheap T-shirt for $1 or $2 or $5 to get your cheap plastics or your cheap little bags, the things that we like to buy. That's all made in China, and we know it. I know it because it's got a fucking tag on it that says "Made in China," right? So we did it to ourselves. Is the point? We are fucking slaves, and it goes even further. I mean, it goes even further because we're not just dependent on China for junk or our iPhone, which we don't even know how to make. We don't know how to make that shit. We can't. I mean, do we? Does Apple really know how to manufacture a fucking iPhone, or does Apple know how to design, and then China knows how to interpret the design to make the fucking product? Is the United States even capable? My point is, are Americans is American ingenuity even capable anymore of making sophisticated electronics like iPhones and cameras and recording devices and 75-inch TV sets made of sand and are we even capable of doing it? And I just think logic suggests that we're not able to do it anymore. So we're fully dependent on China for that. But more so, what about medications? What about all our pharmaceuticals are made in China? What kind of if you want to look for a way to attack America, they're sending us drugs. They manufacture stuff. I don't take any of that shit anyway unless I'm on the deathbed. And even then I won't, right? There's no fucking way, right? I'm not on any, pharmaceuticals or antidepressants or high blood pressure or low blood pressure medications. I'm on food and water and sunlight and air and yoga and walking and running and riding a bike up fucking hills, and talking and thinking and meditating. That's what I'm on. None of that shit affects me, but it affects a million people. So I'm in the store yesterday, right? This is fucked up, right? So that's what's going on in China, right? We want our cheap shit, but I keep saying this theme, and then I'll get into the stories. Is that everything is changing, right? The future is now, but I keep saying it. Everything is changing. It sounds like I'm tripping on something. It sounds like I'm high on something. But what I'm talking about is that a cosmic shift has occurred. It's obvious, right? People's buying behavior has changed. People's sociological behavior has changed. Everything has changed. Nothing is the same anymore. Therefore, consumer what we shop for, I don't know, consumer eye or consumer demand for stuff has changed. So I go into a sporting goods store here. I'm looking for like soft, pants that I can wear every day because I wear like army fatigues. You don't see me from the bottom down, but from the waist down. But I mostly wear army fatigues and I wear pants with a lot of pockets because when I'm walking around, I carry a lot of shit. I got all my little gadgets, I got all my gadgets so I could do my thing that I do on the street. Sometimes I don't need anything more than a little camera, but a lot of times, so I carry a lot of shit. But I want soft clothes that are not gaudy and not loud. And I'm telling you, I went in just to buy one simple thing. I was looking to buy shorts, and I saw like the most disgusting, unappetizing, unenticing clothes I've ever seen. Like the shorts had like fucking fire, fire fucking etched on it. Like weird fucking weird art. Colors, bright colors and stiff material. Like you couldn't even fucking stretch you wear those pants, you're fucking tight like this, your balls are fucking screaming, right? Or they have the opposite, of very tight fitting pants, like their own underwear, right? With a big fucking sack for your balls, like a ball fucking sack and racing stripes. What the fuck is that? I said it. The lady says, "Can I help you?" I was staring. I'm staring at this thing, looking for shorts. I'm staring at this display of stupidity, of tidy black racing pants with ball sacks and stripes. And it occurred to me in that moment, and I said to the lady, I said, "Help me." I said to her, and I insulted the lady. I said, she was a saleswoman. She said, "Can I help you?" I said, "You know, the pants that I'm looking at, I'm looking for shorts. And those pants that are in front of me are the most ridiculous pants I have ever seen. I would look like a fucking idiot. I would look like an idiot wearing those pants." I don't know if I said fuck, but I said close to it. And she just like gave me this blank stare like, oh, and walked away. And that was the end of the conversation. The point is that if I'm a tough person to please, right? And my point is that retail is fucked because okay, so you look at China and the supply chains have broken down. But this is what we're stuck with, right? 99% of the shorts in Paragon Sports in New York are unappetizing to this person. Like, I couldn't buy a fucking single thing in there. It's not a money issue. I wasn't even looking at the price. I just wanted comfortable shorts so that I can wear and not have 25 heads turn around and say, "Oh, look at that old guy with a fucking, racing stripes and a ball sack." Right? It's so stupid, right? It's just stupid fucking clothes, right? And so that's all I'm trying to say is that the consumer buying habits, our eyes have changed. We want comfy clothes. We want clothes and products that suit us all day, not just for a moment, not where we have to, wear something for this event and wear something for that event. I think what we're coming down to is uniforms or you know what I'm saying? I don't really know what I'm trying to say, but it was a very, very profound. It was a very profound shopping experience I had out in the city there. So good morning, everybody. Marcus Conte reporting. Good morning, Raymond Duncan. Quantum Epic Heart for You Cinema is here. Bebop, me so hungry. Vinny DiMartini on the wrench. Don't be a dick. And look, Vinny says, "I need some sensible shoes now. My life will be better," right? Shoes, simple shoes. Even if you go into the shoe department, Vinny, here in Paragon, you get fucking psychedelic colors. Why is there 12 different colors on my sneaker? I don't like that. I like dark green, like black, dark gray, right? Blue, dark blue. I like dark colors. But what I'm most interested in shoes is running shoes that are soft. Especially if you live in the concrete jungle, you need soft shoes. You need durable shoes. You can't run around the city with flip-flops on. You'll hurt yourself. You could sometimes. But if you're walking distances, you need shoes, right? And you can't find anything because everything's made in China, and it's all 6 months ago. Right? All the shit that's in retail. So retail, Americans are going to have to really change their behavior. Are we ready to change our behavior? Are we ready to pay more? Or make stuff, get off our ass and actually make our own stuff? Ooh. I don't think there's any signs of that. I think once an addict, people are hooked. People are hooked on cheap socks. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me. I hope I got the message out. I hope people know we're here, that we are live, and I'm going to keep trying to improve the intro. So while you're here, kindly go to marcusconte.com and click on the tip jar. I work on tips. Nobody pays me. If you're new to YouTube, YouTube doesn't pay me a dime. In fact, YouTube works against me and people like me to not be here so that you watch Fox and CNN and MSNBC fake news. Because they don't want honest opinion. They don't want you to fucking go away, man. They want you to to just go away already. Yeah. You have your rights. Yeah, fuck you, your rights. But we're not going to promote you. We're not going to put you in our search engines. Imagine us putting you in our search engines. Wow. Remember when Google was free and fair, and it was supposed to be a free search engines? See, that's how Google has so much power. Yahoo has so much power because they control the search. Whoever controls the search wins. That's why Google is a monster. And YouTube, if they control the search and control what it is you stumble upon, or you think you're stumbling upon, I searched for it and found it. No, you found what they wanted you to find. You didn't find a genuine search of what's available. You found a select search, and that's censorship. That's the essence of censorship. So that's why you tip me, all right? That's why you donate here and stop complaining that you donated, right? I got to pay for my news. No, you're paying to keep the ball rolling and be part of something. That's why you're doing it. You're not doing it for me. You're doing it for you, because without me, there is no you. Or you can do it monthly, right? Patreon, right? $2 a month, $3 a month. You just click on this, right? It takes you over to Patreon, and every month your truth, your pure truth, right? All right. So that's what you do, right? And here we have some select, very, very exclusive stuff, right? We keep track of the LARPers, the disgusting, evil fucks, right? See, that's kind of what China is to us. China is a LARPer. China is not your friend, but they're a competitor, right? These jerk-offs, right? Guys like Acton and Webb and Cromer, those dicks, right? Those people are hacks. They try to, and I talk about it in Anti-LARP News, right? If you read the article, they try to destabilize you to elevate them, right? But they have no talent. They have nothing, right? They don't have the innovation that Conte has. They don't have his skill. They don't have his raw talent, right? So what they do is they have to hack you. They have to cut a deal with you. They have to try to destabilize you and then think that you need them, which you don't need them. The only thing you need a guy like George Webb for is to hold his head on the ground and piss in his face. Right? That's because it's fun. You could shit on him. Right? That's all those guys are good for. Dave Acton, the psychopath. You don't need these guys. Right? So I keep track of those guys as much as I can. They're very, very uninformative, but you do have to keep your boot on scumbag throat. So let's start here. This is fucking crazy. Check this shit out, right? So Michelle Obama reveals she is suffering from low-grade depression that she says has been triggered by Trump's hypocrisy, racial strife, and the stress of the pandemic. Wow, does she have problems in her life, boy? Her life is difficult. Her life is difficult because she is depressed over Trump. Hold on a second. Michelle Obama has issues with Trump, and that is her problem. Holy smokes. People are losing their homes. People they're living on the street. People they don't have their businesses closed down because of jackoffs like Bill de Blasio and Cuomo saying that everybody's going to die if you eat in a restaurant. Those people are suffering. Big business, those middle mom and pop restaurants are dying, and Michelle Obama is depressed over Trump. Michelle Obama, 56, debuted the Michelle Obama podcast. Yeah, I'm running out to listen to that bullshit on Spotify this week, and talks with NPR journalist, blah, blah, blah. She said, seeing Trump administration respond to black people being killed is dispiriting and put weight on her shoulders. Woo! Wow. I don't even know what to do with that. Right? Trump's administration's response to black people. What did Trump say about black people being killed? He said the George Floyd shit was fucked up. He said it. He said it was fucked up. Didn't Trump say that about the George Floyd murder? I said it was murder. He said it's fucked up. He said, she said, Michelle Obama said, she said she didn't think she is unusual in this way, adding spiritually, these are not fulfilling times. This is now a rich nobody, a person with millions of dollars and so much luxury. She's lost touch with people, just like her husband, Barack. They've lost touch with reality, right? And this is the thing she sits around wondering. This is just ridiculous. Former First Lady Michelle Obama has admitted that she is dealing with some form of low-grade depression because of the pandemic, racial strife, and the hypocrisy of the Trump administration. No specifics, right? Pandemic, okay, well, what's making you more depressed? A fake pandemic or a fake accusation about the Trump administration not liking blacks? I've always said that Trump is wildly popular amongst hip-hop culture. Trump caters. Trump's persona is that of bling bling, money, is unabashedly throwing money around, cash, riches, wealth, and hip hop culture and I don't know, I guess black culture in general gravitates to that sort of thing more. They don't want that poverty mentality shit. They want to get out the ghetto. They want to get out of that fucking welfare, food stamp shit and handouts. They don't like that shit. It's thrown at them. And Trump, in my view, represents a release from that. It's like you don't have to live like that. You don't have to live like that. I think Trump's message resonates to blacks more than certainly Joe Biden, that wants to give them more handouts and more shit that they don't need and keep them lower and lower into poverty. That's just my thought on it. It always has been. When Trump evolved, and then you started to see some signs of it where he cuts a deal with Kanye West or cuts a camaraderie with, makes friends with a guy like Kanye West. During the conversation, Michelle gets candid about her emotional highs and lows. All right, so this lady's fucking nuts, man, right? So here's, this is great, right? This is great. Biden snaps at reporter questioning his cognitive abilities. Are you a junkie? Look, we got to talk about Biden because we have an election coming up. November, if you haven't heard, November 3rd, there's going to be an election in this country, right? And we're going to pick a new president, right? We're either going to pick the same president or we're going to pick this shithead, this senile old shithead instead of Trump. Right? So here's a reporter asking him, "Are you fucking senile?" Watch. You'll hear it. Well, you're going to hear him say it.
No, I haven't taken the test. Why the hell would I take a test? Come on, man. That's like saying before you got in this program, if you take a test where you're taking cocaine or not, what do you think, huh? Are you a junkie?
Even his answer is like senile. Come on, man. Come on, what are you, a cocaine junkie? Asking me about my mental. I'm running for the presidency. I got to get his voice. Come on, man. I'm running for the presidency. You're asking me about my cognitive skills? That's Joe Biden. Joe Biden shit sandwich, right? You can't question the guy running for president if he's senile or not. There's 100 examples of a senile old man running for president. And when you ask him, have you ever taken a cognitive test, an IQ test, the kind that Trump took or says he took? And he says, come on, man, what are you, a junkie? What are you, a cocaine junkie? It's crazy, right? He's fucking senile. He went on to continue to scoff at reporters. Let's listen.
Come on, man. I know you're trying to goad me, but I'm so forward looking to have an opportunity to sit with the president or stand with the president in debates.
Yeah, here's Trump. That's Trump saying that he aced the test. He aced the test, and he thinks that Biden should take the same test.
The left was saying, is he all there? Is he all there? And I proved I was all there because I aced it. I aced the test. And he should take the same exact test.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Joe Biden. And the irritated Joe Biden snapped at a reporter. The reporter did the right thing. Is he fucking senile? Is Joe Biden fucking senile? You got to ask him right to his face. It shows, sir, excuse me, Joe Biden. Millions and millions of people are looking at you and looking at your responses to things and the way you act and the way your brain freezes up as showing signs of dementia and senility, or some sort of cognitive defect that does not appear in your earlier videos. When we compare the early Joe Biden and when he was in his 50s and 60s, even during his time with toward the beginning parts of Obama, he was crystal clear. Although you didn't want to listen to anything he had to say, he was crystal clear in what he was saying. He was cognitive, and now we are looking at a different Joe Biden with a different stretch face, where his face. What kind of idiot stretches his face back where you see his all fucking stupid fake teeth? Right? And it looks like the lower part from his like temples down, like parts of his face have been removed. Now you could say that that's weight loss, but it's not, because he always had a punching bag face. He always had this like fucking, middle class Joe punching bag face. And his eyes were kind of like saggy, and now he's all stretched out, right? So physically he looks different. Mentally, he sounds different. He stutters. Also, the groping children and groping women and sniffing their hair and touchy tactile sensations. That's anybody who's worked in nursing homes can tell you that is a characteristic of senility. That is a characteristic of Alzheimer's. Over tactile sensation, touching people, grabbing their hands, pulling them close, touching. That is a fucking sign, right? So is Joe Biden senile? Probably. Is he? Come on, man. That's going to be his response. Are you senile? Come on, man. I'm not senile. Come on, man. This guy. I mean, again. Can he win? Yeah, he can win because they fucking cheat. We don't have free and fair elections in this country. That's the main subject of this video, which I'm going to get to in a second. So Trump gets deleted. We're going to get to the main story. I'm not going. It's the next one. I'll talk about the election fraud in a second. I'm not going to wait till the end to talk about it. But let's look at this. So Trump. Watch the video that Facebook and now Twitter have censored from President Trump's page, but it's only on Gab. Gab fucking scooped it up. All right, so let's watch.
My view is the school should open. This thing's going away.
So he's talking about the coronavirus.
My view is the school should.
He's talking about opening schools. In the midst of the coronavirus
school should open. This thing's going away. Go away like things go away. And my view is that schools should be open. If you look at children are almost, and I would almost say definitely, but almost immune from this disease. So few. They've got stronger. Hard to believe.
All true so far.
I don't know how you feel about it, but they have much stronger immune systems than we do somehow for this, and they do it. They don't have a problem. They just don't have a problem. I mean, literally, in New Jersey, where you had many thousands of deaths, the governor, Phil Murphy, told me, good guy too, by the way, but he told me thousands and thousands of deaths. It was hard hit. There was only one person under the age of 18 who died of this, and I think that person also had diabetes.
Truth. Only one person under 18 in New Jersey died of coronavirus, died of the flu. Only one.
Young person. It doesn't, and especially when you get younger than that, it doesn't have an impact on them. And I've watched some doctors say they're totally immune. I don't know. I hate to use the word totally because the news will say, oh, he made the word totally and he shouldn't have used that word. But the fact is that they are virtually immune from this problem, and we have to open our schools.
So that's Trump's statement, right? What the hell is wrong? That's grounds for Facebook. You think about where these media companies are at. Oh my God. And you start to understand why Trump wants to side with Microsoft, the fucking dinosaur. He's out there lobbying to get TikTok under Microsoft's column so that they can get a foothold in social media because of things like this. Twitter and Facebook deleted this clip of Fox News because Trump is saying that children may be immune based on the evidence, based on the statistical evidence, especially in New Jersey where only one person under 18 got sick and died. Trump is basing it on the evidence, and that's not good enough for Twitter and Facebook. Twitter and Facebook says, no, you have to fearmonger. You've got to tell the public, Mr. President. They want to tell you what you have to tell them. That you must wear a mask. The mask and the 6 foot distance is everything. Is the savior. That's not how. I mean, we already know. Again, I'm not going to keep relitigating the same thing. Mainstream media keeps repeating the same lie about the mask and the 6 foot distance as being the panacea, the reason why people are not sick anymore. And they point to New York. See, New York stayed 6 feet away and wears masks, and that's why their health is improving. I'm going to tell you right now. I said it all along, right? I'm going to tell you why, and this is a Marcus Conte exclusive. I'm going to tell you why people are not getting sick anymore, right? They're not getting sick in New York anymore because why? Because they're not living like animals anymore. They're not piled on top of each other on the train. They're not stressed out over, I was 3 minutes late to my job and I'm going to get docked. And I got to sit in front of some stupid, angry supervisor who cheated and lied and subordinated and got fucked in the ass to get that job. Right? And I have to listen to this trash to just do a simple job that I could sit in my pajamas and do at home. Which I found that I really can do that. I can sit in my pajamas and do my job without all of the tension, all of the retarded tension of the hustle and bustle of a system that is failing. That is just it's fabricated nonsense, right? So that's why people are getting sick. They are not getting sick anymore is because their level of stress has greatly diminished. Although they are worried about finances, Uncle Sam is giving them their $600. They're getting paid to sit and rest and take a break, right? So if you put people back into that hustle and bustle, it's not because of their proximity. It's because of the stress level on their bodies, right? They don't teach this in school anymore. They don't teach this in doctors don't even understand it. When you reduce stress is a killer. Stress fucking kills people, right? You live a safer life, right? I have absolutely no fear. I am fearless when I go out into the community. I don't wear any masks. I now, because the sun is beating down on everything, you don't really need to worry so much about what you touch. Nobody's coughing and sneezing around you. Nobody's banging into you. You see, the problem is that the reason why you see a plunge in sickness is because people are not as sick anymore. They're not as stressed out. They're not over consuming coffee because they got to stay awake 8 hours and they can't take a nap. Right? That's fucked up, right? You should be able to take a nap in the course of a day. I do sometimes. I'll lay down in the grass now because it's nice outside. I go outside and I lay down because I don't give a fuck. I lay down in the park all the time. I have no fear. I'll sit in the park. I'll meditate. I'll stretch in public parks, Washington Square Park. I don't care. I don't care what people look at me and say, oh, look at this weird person stretching or or meditating or what do I care? What the fuck do I care what your sick mind thinks of me? That's why I stay healthy. That's how I succeed. Take zero shit from nobody, right? That's what you do. Right? You don't give a fuck what people think of you. Why do you care what people think of you? So I think what's happening, the reason why we're seeing much less death and sickness, right, is because of a decrease overall in people's mandatory visitations to doctors, which I was a victim of. I was mandatorily required to go to the doctor when I worked for the city of New York. I have to go to the doctor. You're off today. That means you have to go to the doctor and get us a note and bring us a note. What bull fucking shit is that? Right? So people they're much less stressed now. They're probably consuming less pharmaceutical poison. They're not necessarily listening to doctors. I just my own example. I tried to get a dentist to pull a tooth out, and I just found it easier to pull my own fucking tooth, although it was painful. That's I think what people are doing. They're relying much less on the establishment's view. They're eating better. They're out exercising. They're playing with their child again. There's enormous lifts in stress levels is what's creating a healthier people. Not a fucking mask and not staying 6 feet away from people. That is stupid. It's the whole lifestyle that has changed. So log that under evidence. Right? Evidence that people are getting better because they're taking better care of themselves and they're waking up to their own health for the most part. So there. So this is disgusting. We thought it was over. So Trump is right again. Trump is saying we can't guarantee free and fair elections in this country through mail balloting. We can't get it right. Is Trump accurate in saying that? Was he forward? Was he leading in saying that? Yeah, he is, because here's the evidence, right? August 5th, yesterday, again, New York, over 80,000 mail-in ballots disqualified in New York City primary mess. Now, again, it is primary, but that's all we have right now. Why? Oh, because they fucked up the primary and they're not going to fuck up the general election? Of course they're going to fuck up the general election. This is manufacturing consent to fuck up the general election. 80,000 mail-in ballots. I bet you they were all Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders wins New York. I don't even know what the stretch was because I didn't watch it. I had no interest in watching a rigged election. And here's your evidence, right? I told you New York elections are rigged. And here's your evidence, right? Evidence, New York Post reporting. The mail-in ballots of more than 84,000 New York City Democrats who sought to vote in the presidential primary were disqualified, according to new figures released by the Board of Elections. So last time around, 200,000 were purged, names. Now, they let you vote. They give you the ballot, they mail it out, they spend the money, they mail it out to you, you fill it out, you mail it back, and then they throw it in the garbage. Why? Why were you disqualified? Let's find out. The city BOE received 403,103 mail-in ballots. 400,000 ballots for June 23 Democratic presidential primary. And they also did live voting too, I think. I don't even know. I missed the day. I slept through it. Right? The city but the certified results released Wednesday reveal that only 300,018 mail-in ballots were counted. So they received 400,000 and they only counted 318,000. Where's the other 84,108 ballots? They were not counted or invalidated. 21% of the total. Wow. 21% of the voting total was disregarded. Now, you don't think that can swing an election? Of course it can. In a close election, it swings the election. Whose ballots do they throw around? Oh, yeah, no. It's just random. No. They made a mistake. Let's find out. 1 out of 4 mail-in ballots were disqualified for, well, listen to this, arriving late. How late? A minute? An hour? A day? Arriving late, lacking a postmark, or failing to include a voter's signature, or other defects. Lacking a postmark? So if I send my shit in the mail and the post office fails to postmark it, I don't postmark my mail. The post office postmarks the mail. That's why it's called a postmark. Lacking a postmark was a reason to disqualify a vote. This is election rigging. This is election fraud. This is not voter fraud. This is not voters who are not supposed to voting. This is election fraud. This is your establishment, your government, your city, your state rigging the elections in their favor. Do we know which 80,000 people didn't get counted? No, we don't know. Are they going to tell us? Of course not, because then you could see why they really disqualified those people. It's not because of no postmark or it arrived 5 seconds late or someone forgot to sign their shit. It's because you voted for the wrong person. You voted for Sanders when we told you to vote for Biden. That's the real shit. That's the reason. So the Post reported Tuesday that roughly 30,000 mail-in ballots were invalidated in Brooklyn alone. I don't even know what to say anymore. I mean, I'm trying to be, I try to not let this, rattle me as I discover it and as I talk about it, right? Because it's a hard thing to talk about, right? And keep your sanity. Is that we're supposed to be living in an open democracy, and the things I told you about China, and we're in competition with the world. But this is the way we conduct our business. We don't have a free and fair democracy anymore. We don't have real elections anymore. Everything is rigged. One side does not trust the other at all. Right? That they both, if allowed to, they both will cheat. They both will lie. They both will steal every last dime for themselves and for their donors. And that's just the reality of it. Right? The high invalidation rate provides more proof that election officials and the Postal Service were woefully unprepared to handle and process the avalanche of mail-in ballots. That, New York Post, is fucking bullshit. Bull fucking shit. That is bullshit. That woefully unprepared to handle the process. No. The post office knows how to put a fucking postmark on a piece of paper. Woefully, why? They can't handle an extra 80,000 pieces of letter? Bullshit. That's not the reason. That, New York Post, is siding with your donors, you fucks. Right? The real reason, the post office? You're blaming the post office unprepared to handle the process of mail? Do you believe that bullshit? See, if you read it fast, it sounds intelligent. I'll read it intelligently and we'll see. The high invalidation rate provides more proof that the election officials and the Postal Service were woefully unprepared to handle the process and the avalanche of mail-in ballots that voters were encouraged to fill out to avoid having to go to the polls during the coronavirus pandemic, critics say. When you say it like that, it sounds like, the post office made a mistake. It's not a fucking mistake. It's not a fucking mistake. It keeps happening over and over and over again. That is not a mistake. That is intentional election rigging. That is intentional. It's not a fucking mistake. Governor Andrew Cuomo signed an executive order to make it easier to vote by mail-in or absentee ballot. The state also footed the bill for providing prepaid envelopes for voters to mail the ballots. So you see what's going on here? You see what's going on here over and over again. The guy Mark Ryan or whatever his name was, the leader of the election department here in New York City, who purged 200,000 voters off the rolls, should have been in jail. That was a felony purge. They knew what they were doing, and it turns out that they were, well, we don't know for sure, but they were mostly Bernie Sanders people in 2016. That guy should have been in jail, but instead, he kept his job, and it continues. Okay? It continues, right? 80,000, 84,000 this time, 200,000 last time. Who knows how many they rig in the machines? The whole thing is rigged. The whole thing is rigged from soup to nuts. Who's counting the ballots? Why can't we have a public counting of the ballots? Why can't we take, nobody's in Madison Square Garden right now. All the big stadiums are empty. Let's do it at Shea Stadium. Let's have a public counting of the ballots. We'll ship all of the ballots that come in the same night. We'll truck them over to Shea Stadium, and we'll televise the counting of the ballots. How's that for fairness, right? Where everybody can drop off their own, right? We'll have a party. We'll have a voting party, right? Where people can come and vote. Oh, it's so dangerous. Oh no, you don't want to do that. You'll get the pandemic. You're gonna get the bug. You're gonna get the ick. Oh, the ick is gonna get you. You can't. No. You gotta go by mail. And no, we can't touch the mail. We can't touch the mail because those mails are covered with corona. That's why we threw them out, because they're coming from a corona address. It's insanity, really. It's total fraud. I'm almost, I'm speechless. I'm speechless over this, because what do we do to have a fair election? We say paper ballots and say, okay, well, here's your paper ballots, but they're throwing them in the garbage. They're not counting the fucking ballots. It's not just paper ballots that solve the problem. The problem is that the politicians and the apparatus, the machine that is supposed to do a fair job is not doing a fair job. They don't want fair elections. They don't want you voting for people that represent you. They want people that represent the donor class that pays them. You see how the system works? You see when Black Lives Matter and Antifa say tear down the system? They're right. When Occupy Wall Street, not Occupy City Hall, when Occupy Wall Street, they said tear down the system. Right, that's the problem. It's the system is fucked up. We have rigged elections. A federal judge ruled Monday that thousands of voters were disenfranchised because of a tardy mailing and processing of ballots. It's just mind-boggling that they could actually say with a straight face that the U.S. mail, the U.S. Postal Service, can't handle an extra couple of letters. Like they handle millions of fucking letters during Christmas, and not a single letter ever gets lost. But here, when it comes to voting, no. It's so complicated. It's not believable. When you analyze it and you look, you say to yourself, this is not believable. The mess included votes not being counted because the prepaid ballots were not postmarked. Manhattan Judge Analcia Torres ordered the ballots received by June 25th be counted. Okay. Though the State Board of Elections said it is appealing the ruling. So a judge forced them to count ballots that were 2 days late. Right? You can't give people a 2 fucking day grace period. It's supposed to be June 23rd and they got it by June 25th. A slowing down in the mail. You're going to, God damn it. Anything that was late, they threw in the garbage. And the Board of Elections says, no, we're right. We're going to appeal the decision to count those ballots. And then you still have to depend on the same crooked Board of Elections that lies, cheats, and throws shit in the garbage, throws Bernie Sanders' votes in the garbage. You still have to rely on them to count the vote. It's still corrupt, right? Because the judges say, yeah, count them, count these, and why? Oh, how are you going to prove that they counted them? You're not going to prove that they counted them unless you count them in front of everybody. Aside from tardy mailing and processing, Schwartz said scores of ballots were tossed out because the voters failed to sign the interior envelope that came with it. Look, it was sent to me. It has my name on it. That means you know who I am. What difference does it fucking make if I sign it or not? Really? Okay, you should sign it, right? But isn't my sending it back to you good enough? That's bullshit right there. That's fucking bullshit right there. But he said it wasn't the voters' fault. The envelope with directions for the signature was so poorly designed. They made it so you forgot to sign. That's how they did it. Put the signatures on the back in the right-hand corner and go ahead and do it. There's no marking on the back in the right-hand corner, but just sign there. And if we don't see a signature there, then we'll throw your shit in the garbage. So there you go. Right? So co-chair of the State Board of Elections agreed with that criticism. The invalidation rate is higher than I would have predicted. So sick, man. It's just sick times, man. Meanwhile, the embattled BOE found itself in hot mirrored in controversy again after after emails obtained by the Post showed that the agency blew off Kellner, who proposed reforms to prevent another absentee ballot nightmare in November. So they had a think tank, and they wanted to brainstorm on how to not make it a nightmare, and it became a nightmare anyway because that's what they want. They want the nightmare. They want the confusion. His 6-page proposal urged city Board of Election officials to ensure proper staffing at polling places during the November election, to ensure lines are no longer than 30 minutes, to tally absentee ballots more quickly than the 6 weeks it took to certify results from the primary, and to plan for processing double or triple the number of absentee ballots. So the proposals were made, and they failed to look at them because they don't have an interest in making it smooth and easy. They have an interest in chaos. Add new capacity to process the applications in a timely manner now. Do not wait for a backlog. I don't even know what he's talking about. So, city lawyers admitted in Manhattan federal court last week that they were still mailing absentee ballots the day before June primary, leaving little chance they could reach voters in time. Wow. So they were mailing them late. Listen to this. Again, city lawyers admitted in Manhattan federal court last week that they were still mailing absentee ballots the day before the June primary. So the primary is oh my fucking God, right? So they're mailing the ballots after the election. The day before. So it's impossible for the person to actually get the ballot. And that's the city lawyers admitting it in federal court. That's fraud. Then you turn around and blame the voter because it came in late. You send it out late, right, with no chance of it coming in a timely manner. And then the person scrambles to get their ballot in because they want to vote, and they drop it in the mail an hour later. And it's too late. It's too late. That is the most. Look at this. I can't even believe what I'm reading here. City lawyers admit in federal court that they were mailing ballots the day before the primary, leaving little chance they could reach voters on time. And then the Department of Elections says that one of the reasons that they didn't count the ballots is because they came in late. They deliberately made the ballots late and then cited that as a reason to not count the ballot. Whoa. I mean, come on. Kellner's memorandum even suggested that city election administrators should apologize for the mess. How about just not apologize, but how about count the fucking ballots? Count all of the ballots. Count all of the people that voted. Have a real election and actually have a real election. It's not a real election. There's so much voter disenfranchisement. Even someone like myself said, fuck this. I'm not going to go in there. Why am I going to waste my time voting for for a guy who Bernie Sanders, who bowed out of it. He even quit and said, vote for the other guy. What kind of elections do we have in this country? To those voters who did not have an opportunity to cast their ballots in the primary election, we should apologize for not doing more, he wrote. An apology. An apology. Not have a fair election, but when we fuck up, we just apologize. Elected officials and others warned that we were not deploying sufficient resources to mail out absentee ballots in a timely manner. And in hindsight, we could have done more to address the problem. You know what, New York Post? That is the fucking headline right there. 80,000. New York City doesn't sell out, fails to send out mail-in ballots, and then holds people accountable for not getting them back in time. You know what I mean? It's just the whole process is rigged. That whole process is rigged. So anyway, there's a couple more stories. I got some short stories, I guess. Biden's campaign knocked on 0 doors this week while Trump hit 1 million. They want you to vote for this guy. Senile, doesn't knock on any doors, won't debate, won't come out in public, hide behind a mask. Senile as a motherfucker. All right? Come on, man. Vote for me, man. Hey, man. Come on, man. Vote for me. I'm not mentally ill. Come on. The Trump and Biden campaigns are taking wildly different approaches to canvassing voters amid the pandemic, according to a new report. Volunteers for President Trump re-election efforts say they have knocked on 1 million doors in the past week, while Biden's campaign knocked on 0 and has no intention of doing so because he can't get anybody to do it. He has no enthusiasm. Trump has enthusiasm. If the Democrats would have picked Bernie Sanders, you would have had every door in this country knocked on. Everybody, all those young people would have knocked on doors. Where are they now? You think they're going to go out and knock on doors for Joe Biden? Hell fucking no. So make up a reason. Make up an excuse why nobody's knocking on the door for Joe Biden. Pandemic, coronavirus. Nobody wants to get sick. Not true. The Bernie Sanders people would have put masks on and gloves on. They would have knocked on every fucking door. The kids are not afraid of confrontation. They're not afraid of going up into a door. They believe in the mask thing. They believe the mask hysteria. Look at the Black Lives Matter people. They wear their masks and they think they're immune to whatever it is they're supposed to be getting killed by. And there is no effect on them as opposed to regular people because there is no genuine virus flinging around killing people. It's the reason I told you earlier is that people are more relaxed. People are more in tune with their bodies. They realize maybe for the first time that they're working themselves to death. That's the real reason why you're seeing you're seeing healthier people. You're seeing people less complain about diabetes and heart disease and fearfully I think that old people really are a target of this thing. I think that a sad reality of old age in this country is that nursing homes are for profit, and suddenly they became unprofitable. And to continue to maintain those nursing homes became very expensive. And coronavirus killed a lot of the residents, and that was good for business. Bad for people, good for business. That's a harsh way to put it, but I believe that. I believe that a lot of nursing home residents were targeted inadvertently, killing them because they're old and they're too expensive to take care of. Is that fucked up to say? I don't think so. I think there's a lot of truth to it. Volunteers for President Trump re-election efforts say they have knocked on 1 million doors. All right, so they are counting on phone calls and text messages, Biden, to convince voters to back Biden this November and seem to be pretty confident about their strategy. So while Trump is out knocking on doors and doing the interpersonal, inter-contact thing with real people, Biden is going to lean on phone banking and text messaging. Phone banking works. It's not a dead. Calling people on the phone works. Old people, not people like you and me or me. I won't answer the phone. You call me, I laugh at you. You text me something, I block you. Once. You only do it once, and I block you. So at first, I was nervous, but our response rates on phone calls and texts are much higher, and people are not necessarily wanting someone to go up to their door right now. That is true. There's some truth to that. Politico is reporting. People do respond by phone. Old people, landlines and shit. Yeah, how you doing? They haven't talked to someone in a week, and suddenly somebody calls them on the phone. They're like, "Hey, how you doing?" Sometimes they just want to talk to somebody. You know, old people, like, they're sitting around doing nothing, and some young person calls up, pitching Joe Biden. Oh, I love Joe. Yeah. Oh, Joe. Yeah, Joe. Joe, come on, man. Vote for Joe. Come on, man. That should be his logo. That should be on his bumper sticker. Come on, man. Vote for me. Come on, man. Fucking guy, right? So, but the GOP has instead ramped up their efforts to reach voters at home, where many are sheltering in place as the pandemic continues. I just overheard something. I didn't follow the details, but they're saying that they're going to do checkpoints in New York to visit. Now, New York, New Yorkers couldn't go anywhere because they were so sick, and now you got to pass a checkpoint to get into New York where people are not sick. Talk about a twist of fucking fate, man. Why don't you just leave people alone? Why don't you just leave people the fuck alone and let them decide for themselves how to take care of themselves? Is that too hard to understand? From now to Election Day, voters may only see one campaign at their door, says the Republican. Echols, that's his name. Elliot Echols blamed the lack of enthusiasm for Biden, 77, and said the pandemic was an excuse for him not to deploying people onto the streets in battleground counties. Oh yeah, of course he's right. The RNC chair or field director, what's his name, Elliot Echols, is correct in saying that it's because Biden has no enthusiasm. Nobody wants to vote for that shit bowl of shit, as Nina Turner called him, a half a bowl of shit. If this was Barack Obama running, Democrats would want to be out there knocking doors, he said. You're damn right. If it was Bernie Sanders, they'd be out there knocking doors. The report, and that's again, it's not a campaign for Bernie Sanders. I'm just pointing out the fact that the moment was, if you wanted the enthusiasm, you had it with Sanders. And if you would have went in that direction, you could have beat Trump. Now you can't beat Trump because you have no enthusiasm. You don't have an organic movement. You just have $1 billion thrown at a half a bowl of shit sandwich, Joe Biden. The report illustrates just how much COVID-19 has upended the traditional election cycle. I love how the New York Post continues to report on the election cycle as if it's real, as if 80,000 votes didn't just get thrown in the garbage in New York City alone. In New York alone, 20,000 in Brooklyn alone. How come they don't report on that? That's election fraud, right? But they don't care about that because they're donors. They're not. Look who their donors are. Sponsored. Who's sponsoring them? Verizon Wireless, publicly traded company. Leggins. All right. Visit our website. Who the fuck is this? Some fake news. Sponsored. The New York Times. Sponsored. All the sponsors. Sponsored by New York. Sponsors. Look at all the recommended for you. All the sponsored bullshit, right? You know. So what else is a part of this article? The president made the president made repeated unsuccessful attempts to hold his large, raucous rallies amid the crises, and last month was forced to cancel the large Republican National Convention in Jacksonville. And he planned for. So Trump is planning, by the way, to do his acceptance speech or his accepting the nomination from the RNC at the White House. And of course, the Democrats will say, "Look, he's turning the White House into politics, which you're not supposed to do. That's unprecedented." See. So Trump is gonna accept from the White House. The whole thing is a shamble. The whole thing of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where they're having the DNC bullshit, the convention that I wanted to go to, but you won't see me 200 miles from Milwaukee in August 17. Why? Because it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. We know the outcome. We know what it is. They cheated. They're going to do everything they can. The Democrats are going to do everything they can to keep Joe Biden away from the microphone. Every time he gets on the microphone, come on, man, I'm not senile. What are you, a junkie? He's just going to say stupid, idiotic things that make no sense. Oh, come on, man, Trump, he's a racist, man. Come on, man, vote for me. He's just a fucking blundering idiot, right? And he's not gonna come out in front of the public. What else we got here? So we got to talk about Biden's pick. So Biden VP search narrows to 2. So these are the 2 picks: Kamala Harris and Suzanne Rice, both women and both black. Both women and black. That's the qualification now. You got to be a black woman. Black woman. Joe Biden only likes black women. Joe Biden VP pick has reportedly narrowed to 2 candidates. Kamala Harris, who bombed on the stage. People don't like Kamala Harris. Why are you picking Kamala Harris? Because you think it's a good sale to the blacks? Why didn't you pick the fucking roly-poly, what was that other idiot's name? The guy from New Jersey, Cory Booker. Why don't you pick a stooge like Cory Booker? He's black and half a woman. Pick him, man. Put Cory Booker on stage with a pantsuit. I'd vote for him, just out of sheer humility. So these people are garbage, right? Susan Rice was a chairperson, national security advisor for Obama. She knows a lot about politics. She worked with Obama. They're trying to recreate the Obama, administration. Biden steps in where Obama was. Bring back Susan Rice. That's the whole play there. Familiarity, right? Is she I've never heard her speak. I don't even know if she can. Does she even know how to speak? Does she even know how to say a hello to the general public? Is she presidential? I don't fucking know. Why would you pick her if nobody even knows who she is? Nobody knows what she sounds like or what she represents. She's just a black woman, and that's all that matters. You're not going to vote for her because she's a black woman and you're a racist. You are a racist because she's black and a woman, and you have to vote for her. No, I don't. I don't have to vote for anybody that I don't want to vote for. According to an Axios report published Wednesday, Democratic nominee 77 is holed up in his Delaware home where his campaign is in the final stages of vetting a handful of potential running mates. Wow, he's so important, fucking Joe Biden. He's down in the basement in Delaware. He's got to pick one of the 2 blacks. Which black is going to bring me more votes? Because this is really all it's about, is the black vote. When I just told you that Trump has the black vote, in my view. Trump has hip-hop culture. And of the 13% blacks in America, all this hoopla, and most black men don't like black women anyway, so they're not going to vote for no black woman. Some fake black woman like Kamala Harris is really Jamaican. She's not even black. She's not American black. She only became African American when it was convenient. When she was running for president, now she's African American. Before that, she was Jamaican, from Jamaica. Now she's African American. So these 2 idiots are running. Biden is going to pick one of these 2 idiots. He promised us a pick by August 1st, and then he moved it back to August 10. So we're a couple of days away. When's August 10? August 10 would be Monday. This coming Monday. August 10, right down to the wire, right? They got to put her name on stuff, right? How are they going to print up bumper stickers? Biden Harris, Biden Rice. That's a good one. Biden Rice. Her name is Rice. That's interesting. Biden, buy some rice. Biden Rice or Biden Harris. I like Biden Rice. Biden Rice, right? Fucking, that's cool. Cool name, right? Some fodder for Trump will take advantage of that. Miss Rice. Oh, Miss Rice, President Obama's national security advisor. See, Trump has a lot of insight into that. He'll crucify this lady. And Kamala Harris is a fake black. She's a fake black. She threw people in jail for smoking pot. You remember when Tulsi Gabbard? You remember Tulsi Gabbard? Oh, Tulsi Gabbard, so young and smart. She put put the pressure on Kamala Harris, and they found out a lot of things about Kamala Harris. One, that she really wasn't for criminal justice reform. In fact, she piled on as the Attorney General of California. So she's got a lot of dirt. Not very good for blacks. Good for blacks that want to be slaves, but Trump is the black candidate. Money, bing, bada bing, bada bang. What else we got here, man? Fauci expects tens of millions of coronavirus vaccine doses at start of 2021. So the vaccine war, drug makers will likely have tens of millions of doses of coronavirus vaccine in the early part of next year, says Anthony Fauci. It's going to become mandatory. It will become mandatory. Fauci said there could be 1 billion vaccine doses available by the end of 2021, and that is hopeful. The world could get past the pandemic that has claimed more than 700,000 lives to the vaccine, to the virus. So Fauci, long story short, Fauci is pushing for vaccine, and here's the evidence in the stock market. Stock market should not be the indicator for anything, especially things like vaccines and our involvement with China, because if we win the war against the Cold War with China, the markets are going to get rocked, because what's Apple going to do if they can't make their phones in China cheap? They're going to have to come back to the United States and make them, where people barely know how to do it. Right? And then the phones are going to be more expensive. They're not going to be as sophisticated, right? We set ourselves up for that. And China now has I forgot what I was going to say. But anyway, that the market shouldn't be the indicator. Because if we win the Cold War with China and we bring our manufacturing and our employment back to our shores, the markets are going to get rocked, because of all the companies that deal with China are suddenly going to go belly up. They can't do their business models don't work anymore, and they have to redesign their business models to work in the United States within our borders. So is Trump accurate in creating a trade war? It's not even a trade war anymore. It's a boycott of China. That's really what it is. It's no longer a trade war where we're going to trade smart, as Trump has been saying for 2.5 years. Now it's like, we're not going to trade at all. We don't want to fucking do business with China anymore. We want to bring that shit home. Is he right to say that? Probably, to some degree, he is. But here's the other indicators in the market. That's with China, but this is with vaccines. Johnson & Johnson. The United States is committed to spending billions of dollars on vaccines. Are we? Are we committed to spending billions of dollars on vaccines? I believe so, right, according to Fauci. Being produced by companies including Johnson & Johnson, Moderna. These are the ticker symbols. J&J is Johnson & Johnson, mRNA, Pfizer, Novavax, Sanofi. Those five. Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, Pfizer, Novavax, and Sanofi, employing a variety of technologies. Fauci did not favor one over the other. All of them look pretty good, he said. The proof is in the pudding. Yeah, whatever, man. Right? So what are we saying here? We're saying that the United States, the best we can do is feed the pharmaceutical industrial complex by making dangerous vaccines for a virus that is very little understood and will probably have no effect, probably have a negative effect on the people that take the virus, take the vaccine, and we'll call that forward thinking America. So one last thing, they got a robot.
First up tonight, mask up or pay up. Not wearing a face covering here in the city of Houston could cost you up to $250.
Fining people for not wearing a mask in Houston. How about that?
Fox 26's Natasha Geigel live with our top story tonight. Natasha.
Well, Jonathan, for months there has been a lot of back and forth over if masks should be mandatory and or if people should be penalized. Well, today, Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner is making his position clear.
When we are encountering people on patrols, out and about, and
That guy looks like Edward Snowden. I think it's a woman, but it looks like Edward Snowden.
seeing
You know Edward
that
Snowden? That doesn't
do
look like
not
him? But-
have their masks on when they're in public.
All right, I don't want to listen to this idiot because it's just stupid. But the point of it is that robot uses face scanning AI to ask people to wear a mask. They got a fucking robot. Oh, here's the one. I was playing the wrong video. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wear your mask. It's sexy and cool. I'm a robot, and I say, put your fucking mask on. I can see that you're not wearing a mask.
Hi,
Oh, hi.
Hey, Pepper.
Oh, wear a mask. Thank you.
Take warning. I think one of you is not wearing a mask. Please make sure to take a mask from the table. Thank you.
Oh, that's funny. Even the robot is wearing a mask. The robot is wearing a mask. I would definitely knock one of those things over. I don't know about you, but if I was in a store and a robot rolled up on me too close, I'd knock it over, right? Oops, I'm sorry. Did I knock over your $8,000, $80,000, $400,000 piece of garbage telling me to wear a mask? There's a piece of plastic following me around in aisle 6. Why is this piece of plastic why is this giant hunk of fucking plastic following me telling me wearing a mask? I'd knock it. I accidentally, of course. I let it follow me to the broom department where the broomsticks are, and then when it walked behind me, I'd pull the broom out and knock the fucking thing over, right? Or how about drop some bananas, make it slip, make it flip, sneak up from behind so it doesn't see you, right? And topple it, right? Like that'd be that's more fun than knocking over cows. Knocking over the AI robot that's telling you to wear a mask. Yes. That's how we should do it, right? So, Marcus Conte reporting. Good morning, man. Morning, everybody in the chat. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Vinny DiMartini on the wrench. Thank you all for not being dicks in the chat. It's very, it's. I guess I don't know. I'm not really looking down, but I appreciate it. Sterling Price as well. Thank you, Sterling Price, my brother from a different mother. Bot tipping, that's right, man. Bot tipping, Sterling Price. That's what we're gonna do, man. Fucking, why tip cows? Cows are innocent, right? Tip over the robots as they follow us around. They follow us around. Rich Sirico, good morning. Rich Sirico is smoking lovely. He's smoking lovely. Good morning, my brother. Definitely want to talk to Rich Sirico. I had the wrong chat on, man. I got the wrong chat. So thanks everybody for joining me. Everybody is here. What a crowd we have. Bebop. Bill West is here, dead. Bill West, Chris Milk, dead game, Dustin Newcomb, M-Lock, Cumlock, GS Crippler, Harkview Cinema. If it's Monday, we're at Harkview Cinema. Her Pooper, Jason Walsh, JBE number 17, Mike Fletcher, Me So Hungry, No Brainer, and Papa Bear, No Fucks. That's a good name. No Fucks. I like that name. No Fucks to Give. No Fucks Left. That's the name. I'm gonna come out. So if you see a screen name, No Fucks Left, that's me. Don't take it, man. Don't steal that shit, man. Quantum Epic. It can't be me now because someone's gonna steal it and use it and say it's me. Raymond Duncan, Rich Sirico is here. Robert F. Sal 1, Sterling Price, Truth in Politics, my brother. Vinny DiMartini, Weevo Boy, who's really a girl, and William R. Hall. Thanks everybody for joining me, man. Appreciate it, man. It's a good little crowd we got here, man. It is a good day to be in Marcusville. It's not Marcusville, it's Yorville. This This is your place to be. It's not my place to be. I'm only here incidentally because, hey, listen, man, I have fun doing this shit, man. I enjoy it. I do. I enjoy what I do, you know, and we got 100 people watching, man. Fucking, hey, listen, man, I'm living large. I work hard. I work hard doing this, man. I really do, man. I really do, and I hope you guys sponsor. I really do. I hope you guys sponsor the program so I could keep you abreast of what's going on. You are getting first-hand information now. You are getting the real shit when you watch this. You're getting unfiltered, unadulterated news, right? With heavy opinion. But hey, listen, man, everything has opinion. Right? If we align together, if we are the same in our opinions, then we are right. We are a movement, goddammit. It seems nice outside, man. So I'm gonna get outside today, man. Thank you everybody for joining me. Mark's Conte reporting. Have a great day, man. Have a good day.
Get out a little bit for the summer. We keep that same comfort no matter where we go. Yeah. Inspections.com, and you can see all the...
Peace out.